this tutorial, you will learn how to power the Park Ranger by tapping power from the license plate lighting. The electronics unit will then be powered when the vehicle parking lights are turned on. There are many ways to power your unit: solar, battery, etc. However, this is the simplest and cheapest method without long cable runs or additional equipment. For this installation, you will need a screwdriver, wire cutters, wire strippers, 14 to 16 gauge butt splices, and 1 barrel power extension cable. Caution: always disconnect the car battery before working with the electrical systems to prevent injury and vehicle damage. Vehicle modifications may void your warranty, and if applicable, check with your lien holder prior to making modifications. Proceed at your own risk. Module Surf and the makers of the Amani 64 CPLD shield are not responsible for damage caused by modifications you make to your own vehicle. And with that, let's get started. So next we're going to wire up the power cable for the Arduino, and we're going to use the vehicle's electrical system. So that means to connect it, we need to unhook the battery first. Okay. So we're going to tap off the license plate light power so that when the lights are turned on in the vehicle, the ultrasonic transducer is powered. So to do that, first we need to remove the license plate light panel. Again, remember to make sure you have the power off from the vehicle before you start accessing any kind of electronics or electrical systems on your vehicle. So here we see the wiring harness for our license plate light. What we're going to do is we're going to cut these wires and splice in this wire. So before we make the cut, we can see that one wire is black and one wire is green. As we know, black indicates ground, but we're going to confirm that prior to the cut, which means we have to put the battery power back on and turn the lights on. So, one sec. The lights are on. So, with our voltage meter, go ahead and connect the black to negative, red to green. And we can see 11 volts on the multimeter. We're going to cut this entire harness off. And we'll leave ourselves enough tails on both sides to work with. Go ahead and strip this wire. Still recording? Mm-hmm. Okay. And we'll do the same for the harness. Separate the conductors. Okay. All right. So there's a dash line and a conductor with no line. So we're going to test which one is ground.
So the non-dash line we'll test first, and we see that is in fact, oops, what's wrong? So here's the dash line to the inside. So the dash line is the positive conductor. It's important to remember. So next we're going to splice our two power cables together. We're going to use the 22 gauge butt splice. So first we'll connect the grounds. And that might not be big enough. Okay, scratch that. So we'll go ahead and use the 16 to 14 gauge splice. Make sure both are nice and seated inside. And crimp. And we'll make sure that okay. And we'll repeat. And we'll make sure that it stays in place. So now we have the stripe line going to our positive line, and our two grounds are connected. So we've gone ahead and reconnected the battery and turned the lights on. So hopefully the power is now present on this cable as well. And we see we have 12 volts. And we still have 12 volts there as well. With one final check, we're ready to put the light enclosure back in. We can go ahead and test it now. And as you see, we have light. It's kind of hard to see in the sunset. So now we're going to put the light enclosure back in its place, and we're going to go ahead and allow the new power cable to hang out as so. And so the last thing we'll do before the installation is we'll take this power cable and we'll just make a utility loop out of it so that it's not in the way and not dangling off the back of the car in case we decide to drive it between now and the installation. We're running out of sunlight right now, so I doubt we're going to finish this tonight. Okay, and we are done. Let's do one last test. And we have lights. Center positive. And we have 11.35 volts. Okay.